Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of SmackDown. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table.
Oh, WWE Universe, don't you dare be sour. Clap for your tag champs and feel the power. It's a new day, yes it is.
And it seems as though we are kicking it off with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and as far as the title designs go, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though we are getting a first look here on SmackDown, on this episode of SmackDown, of those newly minted tag title designs that we saw revealed during the draft. However, ladies and gentlemen, all the rosters have been drafted, and each show, including SmackDown, is full of these brilliant professional wrestlers like these two, Big E and Xavier Woods, representing the New Day, with, of course, Kofi Kingston, who I guess is preparing for his match later on against Samoa Joe backstage. But right now, the Tag Team Champions have apparently decided to come out here, okay, celebrate with the crowd after that brutal triple threat ladder match that they had to go through at WrestleMania. They somehow successfully survived what some have called a car crash of a ladder match. And in my opinion, they probably feel like they've been in a car crash after that ladder match. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen, what the champs have to say. Oh. Well, okay, then we're not going to waste any time, it seems. Big E and Xavier Woods have decided to call out these two men, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, representing the club, the two men who beat the War Raiders on the last episode of SmackDown, before calling out Xavier Woods and Big E, telling them that they have their eyes on the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and it seems as though they might be getting a closer look at the champions, as Xavier Woods and Big E call out these two destructive members of the club. So that begs the question, what is going to transpire between these two top-tier tag teams? Oh, wait a second! Anderson and Gallows apparently getting everything they wanted to say off their chest and decided to let their fists do the talking. Anderson with an Anderson cutter on Xavier Woods, and Luke Gallows with a double-handed chokeslam to Big E. Well, it seems as though Big E and Xavier Woods now have even more of an incentive to kick the asses of Gallows and Anderson following that attack. Okay, they were having a conversation, and then they decided to dish out some punishment, just like how Gallows and Anderson, I can only assume, are planning to dish out even more punishment later on tonight, as they've got a tag team match to get ready for. We've got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns taking on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, perhaps the next challengers for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, but that's not all, as we're also, later on tonight, gonna find out who will be challenging Aleister Black at Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship. And it's gonna be a hell of a main event indeed, as Ricochet is set to take on Johnny Gargano. Ricochet, he beat Roman Reigns last episode, and we're gonna find out if he can get another victory here tonight. However, now, following that disgusting attack, look at that attack that was absolutely unprompted, unneeded by Gallows and Anderson on, of course, the combination of Big E and Xavier Woods. We're going to find out if Kofi Kingston, that third and final member of the New Day, will have any more luck, as he is set to go one-on-one with Samoa Joe. This is yet another Money in the Bank qualifying matchup, and Kofi Kingston, okay, we've all seen what he can do in the Royal Rumble match. We all see, ladies and gentlemen, how he is an incredibly unique and incredibly acrobatic competitor, and I can only assume that he would thrive in a Money in the Bank ladder match environment. Okay, we didn't see him compete in a ladder match at WrestleMania alongside Woods and Big E, however, his influence was still present. And tonight, we're going to find out if Kofi Kingston can join that Money in the Bank ladder match, and perhaps, like Woods and Big E at WrestleMania, earn a victory in that ladder match. However, right now he's gonna beat this man first. He's gotta beat this man first. He is the Samoan submission machine. He is Samoa Joe. He is a legend. He is an independent wrestling icon. He is a man who will stop at nothing to defeat and destroy everybody in his path, and we've seen it before, and he's looking to do it again. Kofi Kingston, in my opinion, he has an uphill battle to climb, because Samoa Joe, he is the size of a mountain, and he will use that raw power, that size, and perhaps even that speed to do everything in his power to join that Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, Samoa Joe, he is another recent addition to the SmackDown roster after having a, I guess you could say, fairly uneventful year last year on Raw. But perhaps this time, Samoa Joe will be able to get a victory. Perhaps tonight will be the start of this fresh start on SmackDown for Samoa Joe. We're going to find out in just a few moments. Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe. It's the first match of the evening, and I can't wait to see what happens as Kofi Kingston charges towards Samoa Joe. Oh, but Samoa Joe moves and uses that raw power to slam Kofi Kingston face first into the mat. And already Samoa Joe showing off the power, showing off the speed, showing off perhaps the striking advantage with those quick kicks, with that impressive array of offense. Using his size again. Goes for the cover now. One. No, and only a one count. However, Kofi Kingston, after pushing Samoa Joe off of him, the, well, significantly much larger individual, perhaps the wind in Kofi Kingston has been knocked out of him. Oh, however, he goes with the knee right to the lower back. With the knees right to the lower back as he goes after him, charges towards him again. But Samoa Joe moves out of the way. Catching him here, snap suplex position, but Kofi Kingston tries to fight back. Okay, both men already with this high-octane and explosive matchup that you would only assume from two incredible competitors such as these two men. Both vying for a chance to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they both know that that journey starts tonight. And Kofi Kingston looks to perhaps ride this wave of momentum as he charges towards Samoa Joe in the corner. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count on the big man. You gotta think Kofi Kingston as well, following the attack on Xavier Woods and Big E just a few moments ago. Perhaps Kofi Kingston, he's got a lot on his mind. He's got to be thinking about the well-being of his tag team partners, of his New Day faction members. But right now, he's doing a good job keeping focus here. He's doing a good job dishing out the punishment with that incredible athleticism and agility with the diving elbow drop. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. The elbow diving right into the heart of Samoa Joe. But Samoa Joe, he still feels that heart beating. He still feels the blood pumping. And he is still fighting in this matchup. However, Samoa Joe now, he picks him up and then again showcases that incredible strength. Okay, both of these men, in my opinion, are two of the elite competitors here in the WWE for very different reasons. As you can see, Kofi Kingston with his agility, Samoa Joe with his power, and it seems as though Kofi Kingston is outmaneuvering the big man. Okay, both world champion material. Kofi Kingston, a veteran in this business, but so is Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe now gets launched to the outside, and Kofi Kingston perhaps finds himself with an opportunity to fly over the top rope. And Kofi Kingston continues the momentum, continues the wave of momentum, diving onto Samoa Joe. He goes for the cover here. Will this be enough? 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. However, Kofi Kingston, he's still fighting. He's still brawling. He's still thinking, trying to... Oh, wait a second. Trying to... Oh, God! Well, I was going to say use the air to his advantage, but it's Samoa Joe who launches Kofi Kingston in the air before watching him just spiral and just land, oh, so hard into the mat following that suplex. And Samoa Joe finally, has a grip on the match. Finally has a grip on the control. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Samoa Joe using his power, launching Kofi Kingston across the ring. Yet tonight, Samoa Joe is still fighting. Yet tonight, Kofi Kingston is still fighting. Both men brawling, both men desperate for a win, as Samoa Joe once again uses that raw strength to take down 1/3 of the New Day, to take down Kofi Kingston. And Samoa Joe now, wait a second, Samoa Joe's got him. Samoa Joe has him, and he's got the hold locked in. He's got the clutch locked in here. Samoa Joe, the big man, looking to choke the life perhaps out of Kofi Kingston, and he does. Samoa Joe, just like to so many other competitors in the past, has tapped out Kofi Kingston. Okay, Samoa Joe once again proving to be an elite competitor here in the WWE, and perhaps Samoa Joe, after being drafted over to SmackDown, is getting that fresh start that he so desperately needs as he beats Kofi Kingston. Okay, it's a terrible, terrible night to be a New Day fan, and perhaps even worse to be a New Day member. But I can assure you this, Samoa Joe, he's feeling damn good about himself as he is moving on to the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, as Samoa Joe celebrates his victory, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to tonight's main event of the evening. We've got Johnny Gargano taking on Ricochet. Okay, I do not make it a secret. These two are two of my favorites here on SmackDown. My personal favorites. I love the heart. I love the determination. I love the incredible skill and athleticism in these two individuals, and I can't wait to see what transpires as they look to both go on and perhaps become WWE champion. But first, they got to go through each other in tonight's main event, the number one contenders match that I am so excited to get to. However, right now it's time for some tag team action, as these two men, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, are going after Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Of course, both men coming off of two major losses, with Roman Reigns losing to Ricochet on the last episode of SmackDown and Seth Rollins losing to Adam Cole at WrestleMania. Now, I've heard rumors from some of the fellow roster members backstage. I've heard rumors saying that Seth hasn't really been looking, well, all there. He's been looking completely miserable being here in the WWE. He's been miserable backstage following his loss to Adam Cole. Something about his demeanor when walking into the building, from one of my sources, made him look like he was lost. Now, I don't know what that's going to say about his performance tonight, but I think that just those comments can prove to you that Seth perhaps is still crushed by that loss at WrestleMania. I'm not sure what's going through Seth Rollins' head. I'm not sure what Seth is thinking. What I do know is this: he's got to get his head in the game. Okay, Roman and Seth, in my opinion, are two of the best singles competitors in WWE today. They've also proven to be a very impressive tag team. But tonight, they have to go up against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who, as we've seen over the past few episodes of SmackDown, are two of the best tag team competitors. Okay, they beat the War Raiders last episode before calling out the tag team champions, The New Day. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day, that are currently backstage, still perhaps healing, just waking up from that Anderson cutter, and of course, the double-handed choke slam by Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson, however, right now, showing that he doesn't need to just blindside people. He's an incredible technical wrestler. Okay, both men locking up, and Carl Anderson already perhaps proving, to have the number here on Seth Rollins, who hasn't been able to get in a single shot in the first few moments of this matchup, as he charges towards him here, going after the arm perhaps. But Carl Anderson using the other arm to connect with the back elbow right to the face, right to the jaw of Seth Rollins. As now Carl Anderson seems to have something in mind here, dropping him on his knee. Before a punt kick by Luke Gallows. Okay, right to the side of the skull, and there you see the universal sign of the club, the Too Sweet, by Luke Gallows, as Seth Rollins charges towards him again, goes after the arm again, but again, he's not thinking about the other arm of his opponent, as Luke Gallows uses that other hand to just lay in the fist to the jaw of the former Universal Champion challenger. Okay, he's never held the belt. He's never held the title. But what I do know is that Seth Rollins, following that loss, wishes that he won. Okay, judging by his body language, judging by his demeanor, he has not been all there since losing that matchup. And perhaps, if Gallows and Anderson can continue this onslaught, as you see him just getting thrown into the turnbuckles, perhaps Gallows and Anderson will help to lead a victory over Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. However, right now, Reigns tags himself in and charges towards Anderson with the flying clothesline. But you also gotta think, perhaps Roman Reigns may not be feeling too good about himself as well, following that, major loss to Ricochet on the last episode of SmackDown in the main event. But what I do know is this: Roman Reigns is on fire, hitting him with the belly-to-belly, charging towards him, and then a back suplex, and finally, the duo of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are getting in some offense here. On the duo of Gallows and Anderson, as Anderson, goes for a punch right to the jaw. Instead, he gets a punch by Roman Reigns, and you don't want to be in a fist fight with a man like Roman Reigns. As Carl Anderson drops him on the top of his head, drops him on the neck, with a brutal pile driver, and Roman Reigns gets up almost immediately for a Superman punch. The signature Superman punch by Roman Reigns, and he goes for a cover right after the punch to the jaw. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Carl Anderson now gets back to his feet following the Superman punch. That explosive punch to the jaw. However, now it's Carl Anderson reining in the punches here on Roman Reigns. As there you see Gallows gets tagged in, the big man. Ducks underneath the leaping clothesline by Roman Reigns as Reigns, gets caught there. Slammed down into the mat, and Roman ain't looking too good now. Okay, he came in like a house of fire. However, right now it seems as though that momentum is burning down, you could say, to steal a phrase from Seth Rollins. As, Gallows leaps into the air, crushing Roman Reigns again. And now a second time. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count, trying to use his size to his advantage here. As now we see Gallows launching Roman Reigns into the corner, and now there you see perhaps signaling the end here. Okay, talking a bit of smack towards Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns trying to get out of the corner, trying to take advantage, but instead, Gallows and Anderson now back on the offensive. And just like with Seth Rollins a few minutes ago, launching Roman Reigns into the turnbuckles. And now it seems as though he's launching him off the ropes. Ducks underneath the clothesline by Roman Reigns, and Reigns now, perhaps a bit confused there during that sequence. Okay, gets caught up with the clothesline. Goes for the cover now. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. And now Carl Anderson picks up Roman Reigns. Launches him towards the turnbuckles again. Makes the tag to Luke Gallows, and there you see the frequent tags by Gallows and Anderson. Those frequent tags that have proven to be a very successful strategy for the former Raw Tag Team Champions, as Gallows knocks Seth Rollins off his perch. But there you see a headbutt by Roman Reigns and a punch right to the jaw for good measure. And now Reigns, perhaps feeling the momentum, feeling the adrenaline through his veins, hitting you with a spear. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. The spear out of nowhere, perhaps a Hail Mary of a spear, yet Luke Gallows gets the shoulder up. Now admittedly, Gallows and Anderson haven't really taken too much punishment throughout the course of this matchup, with Seth Rollins, I don't even think really getting in any offense at all thus far in this tag team matchup, and Roman Reigns, while trying his best, still getting, caught short in this, tag team environment. I said before, Seth and Roman are two of the best singles guys we have here in the WWE, yet as a tag team, even though they've proven to be successful before, perhaps they've never been on the same page ever since, of course, the Shield. However, right now, Seth Rollins, after being tagged in, just, as you can see, like a heap on the ground, okay, just being crushed in the corner and then falling face first into the mats. And Seth again is not looking too good. And Carl Anderson now, perhaps seeing this as an opportunity with the strikes right to the face of Seth Rollins before perhaps a disrespectful slap. As now Seth Rollins, he gets up. He's in the black and gold, ladies and gentlemen. He's not wearing any gold, but he is wearing the black and gold tights. And perhaps, if Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were to perhaps win this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, just maybe, wait a second, maybe that could spell success for both Seth and Roman, but Anderson! Anderson catching him with the Anderson cutter out of nowhere. 1, 2. No, and Seth Rollins gets the shoulder up now. Of course, I mentioned it before about Ricochet and Johnny Gargano, but the same logic applies to Seth Rollins. Okay, his heart, his determination is impeccable. His will to succeed is incredible. Yet you're seeing right now that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows perhaps are looking to suck the life that drive out of Seth Rollins following the Anderson cutter. And now Gallows and Anderson continue the offense. There's now Gallows, with an elbow drop there, and another one for good measure. And now a trifecta by the big man. There's no... Oh, it just takes down Roman Reigns. And Gallows now picks up Roman. Oh, but there you see a headbutt. Roman trying to fight back here. And Gallows now... Oh, wait a second. He's got his hand. He's got a grip on the throat of Roman Reigns. As Seth Rollins is perhaps a bit groggy. Trying to heal himself up there. Okay, trying to check for bruises, check for cuts. As Roman Reigns, perhaps, ain't feeling too good following that devastating chokeslam. Seth Rollins unable to stop the chokeslam. Just like how Roman Reigns is perhaps unable to stop this as they take him down. And the cover 1, 2, 3 with the Magic Killer getting the job done. And just like that, Gallows and Anderson, representing the club, proving to the world why they may be the next SmackDown Tag Team Champions. After they have just completely dominated this entire matchup and, of course, this entire episode of SmackDown thus far. Okay, attacking and challenging Woods and Big E earlier on, before, of course, beating the hell out of Roman and Seth a few seconds ago. Okay, over the course of this entire episode, ladies and gentlemen, we've watched as Gallows and Anderson have seen their stock rise here on SmackDown. Okay, Gallows and Anderson have proven to the world why they are a dominant duo and perhaps two of the best tag team competitors we have, not just on SmackDown, but in the WWE as a whole. Okay, I just mentioned it earlier tonight. They told, right to their faces, Woods and Big E, we want your titles. And after that performance against Roman and Seth, they might just be looking to become the next tag team champions here on SmackDown. However, as you can see, Seth and Roman, after that loss, they are, I don't know how to describe it, distraught, I guess. Okay, these two have suffered a lot of major losses lately. I mentioned it over the course of the matchup. Seth Rollins, still reeling following his loss to Adam Cole at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns, losing on the last episode of SmackDown to Ricochet, and it seems as though Seth Rollins has decided to leave the ring, and Seth Rollins deciding to walk away from Roman Reigns. Oh, well, we saw this close out the last episode of SmackDown. The Fiend and Roman Reigns trying to go for the first punch, but there you see the Fiend! The Fiend clawing at the jaw! And the Fiend attacking Roman again! Well, we saw that on the last episode of SmackDown. Roman Reigns, after losing to Ricochet, got attacked by the Fiend, and it seems as though history has repeated itself. It seems as though the Fiend has decided to attack Roman again. Well, I'm not entirely sure what to make of this whole situation with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and of course Roman Reigns and the Fiend. I'm not sure. What I do know, however, is this. On the next episode of SmackDown, we're going to be watching as Cesaro, the Swiss Superman, one half of the Bar, will be taking on EC3. Okay, he promised at WrestleMania he'd have something up his sleeve. I don't know if we're going to see it next week, but I do know that Cesaro versus EC3 should be a fun matchup. However, that's not all, as next week's main event has already been set in stone. Okay, the club, they are looking absolutely dominant, and we're going to see if they can dominate in this six-man tag team matchup, as the New Day will be looking to battle Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Luke Gallows of the club. Well, it seems as though the ball is in McIntyre's court. Okay, Zelina Vega, she's called him out on behalf of Andrade Cien Almas, the man who decided to attack Drew McIntyre on the last episode of SmackDown before his match against, of course, the leader of the club, Finn Balor. Zelina Vega, she wants Drew McIntyre to have the match. She wants Andrade Cien Almas versus Drew McIntyre, as long as the Intercontinental title is on the line. I don't know if Drew McIntyre is going to accept that challenge. I don't know what's going to happen in regards to this feud between Andrade and McIntyre. But what I do know is this lady right here, this young woman, her name is Bianca Belair. She is, in my opinion, the next top star in the women's division. Okay, there's a lot of great athletes here on SmackDown. There's a lot of great athletes in the women's division in both Raw and SmackDown, but Bianca Belair, she has everything it needs to become the next breakout star. She has been undefeated. That's right, you heard me. Undefeated since joining the WWE. She dominated NXT. She was never pinned nor submitted. So technically, right now, she is still undefeated, and she could be looking to join the Money in the Bank ladder match. Speaking of the Money in the Bank ladder match, however, what about that woman right there to the left of Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, the current SmackDown Women's Champion, the woman who cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania to become the champion. Okay, Alexa Bliss, she knows a thing or two about that briefcase, and perhaps we could see this duo of Mickie James and Alexa Bliss dominate the SmackDown Women's Division 2 years running, as both women in back-to-back years look to be holding that Money in the Bank briefcase hostage. But right now, the bell has rung, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bianca Belair's first matchup here on SmackDown. It's Mickie James, the veteran. And these two women both want to join the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. As there you see, this time Mickie James takes down Bianca Belair with a vicious forearm strike. However, there you see a punch by Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair, look at that! And the amazing raw power of Belair on display. If you've never seen Bianca Belair before, well, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. She is an incredibly dominating personality. She has this incredible power and this unique skill to, only on one count there, to dominate the SmackDown Women's Division if she deems it worthy of her time. Okay, Bianca Belair, she has a lot of cockiness. Wait a second, going for the cover here. Once again, only on one count. Bianca Belair has a lot of cockiness, a brash attitude in this young competitor. Okay, she knows how good she is. She knows that she is an incredible athlete. And that skill has perhaps created this immense ego in Bianca Belair, as she is now showing off that immense skill with a belly-to-belly suplex. 1, 2, only a 2 count on Mickie James. Okay, don't discount Mickie James, however, ladies and gentlemen, even though Bianca Belair is seemingly the prime target of my commentary. Just know this, Mickie James is also, an incredible athlete. She is a veteran of this business for a reason, multi-time women's champion across multiple promotions. And of course, she is best friends with the SmackDown Women's Champion in Alexa Bliss. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, there you see. Apparently deciding to talk a bit of trash here to Bianca Belair, and it seems that Mickie James has decided to take advantage, going for the cover here. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, of course, ladies and gentlemen, she cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase, as I mentioned a few moments ago, at WrestleMania on the then champion, the new champion at that time, Ember Moon. And as we heard on the last episode of SmackDown, Ember Moon is still furious about that cash-in at WrestleMania. But what I do know is this, Ember Moon is not here right now. Even though Alexa Bliss is on the outside, even though she's the women's champion, she is still here to support Mickie James, who right now is perhaps using that support to fly off the top, but instead she gets the knees right to the stomach, and Bianca Belair with a kick right to the gut by Mickie James, and James is still fighting following that horrific looking landing. I'm not entirely sure how, as now, wait just a second, Ember Moon! Okay, I just mentioned her a few moments ago, and it seems as though Ember Moon, she's here after all! Ember Moon is here after all, throwing Alexa Bliss into the barricade. Okay, I don't know where Ember Moon came from. I think she hopped over the barricade, and there you see the women's champion realizing the danger in the situation. The SmackDown Women's Champion running away, and Ember Moon chasing after her backstage. Ember Moon, we have a match going on, and Bianca Belair, KOD connecting. And Belair now, 1, 2, 3, and she's going into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, a bit of a chaotic scene here tonight. Okay, I'm being told right now Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss are still brawling backstage. Ember Moon finally catching up to her. Okay, a bit of a chaotic scene indeed, but in the end, Bianca Belair, she won this matchup. She's going into the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match following that victory over Mickie James. Okay, she's undefeated still. She's an incredible talent. This is her debut match, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm a bit disappointed that, well, perhaps that victory may have felt a bit cheap on behalf of Bianca Belair, but it seems as though the fight continues nonetheless backstage. Okay, Belair beats Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss, her best friend, is being brutalized by Ember Moon, the steel chair, whacking against the champion. Okay, I mentioned it before, Ember Moon is still furious about that Money in the Bank cash-in, and it seems as though she's looking to take out her frustrations even more, crashing her through the table. And it seems as though Ember Moon has just sent her message.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Well, okay then. I guess Abby in the Firefly Funhouse has decided to target Roman Reigns. Of course, we've seen this over the past few episodes of SmackDown where Roman Reigns has been attacked by the Fiend. And it seems as though Abby's doing it out of spite for Vince McMahon, of all people. Okay, Abby, I guess, sees Roman Reigns as a proxy, as an example of Vince McMahon's power here in the WWE. Okay, obviously Vince McMahon, he's the most powerful man in professional wrestling, without a doubt. Not particularly in strength and raw power per se. However, due to, of course, his incredible financial wealth and, well, all the things that makes a powerful man outside of his muscles. But what I do know is this. Abby the Witch has decided to target Roman Reigns on behalf of Vince McMahon, seeing Roman Reigns as a proxy. And, well, I could talk about this whole situation all day long, okay? You all probably know how much Vince McMahon loves Roman Reigns backstage, and I could go on talking about that all day. However, my job as a commentator, ladies and gentlemen, is to commentate what incredible action we're going to be seeing here tonight in our main event of the evening. This is a #1 contenders match for the WWE Championship. And speaking of Roman Reigns, this man, Ricochet, got the job done against Roman Reigns on the last episode of SmackDown. He won that main event matchup. He beat Roman Reigns. He outmaneuvered the big dog himself. Will Ricochet be able to do the same thing here tonight against Johnny Gargano? This is his second match on SmackDown and his second week on the blue brand. Okay, he dominated NXT, and perhaps if he can beat Johnny Gargano, he will go on to dominate the main roster as well. Okay, he's a former NXT champion. And perhaps a future WWE champion if he can get the job done against Johnny Gargano. However, Johnny Gargano, ladies and gentlemen, he's a very difficult man to beat. Something that Kevin Owens learned at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Okay, he was unable to properly keep Gargano down for a pinfall or a submission. What he had to do was absolutely disgusting, and I don't think anybody in that locker room, nor myself, can say that Kevin Owens should have taken that match to that violent level at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Okay, where the referee had to call off the matchup due to the brutality that Johnny Gargano was being dealt with. Oh, as now he takes down Ricochet in the opening moments of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I mentioned it before, a dream match scenario indeed. Johnny Gargano in the black and green, where it's Ricochet in the black and red. But these two men are worried about one color, and that is the gold. The gold of the WWE Championship. Both men at the Money in the Bank want to be challenging Aleister Black for that WWE title. And we're going to find out following this matchup who will be doing just that. Okay, it's the incredible technical ability of Johnny Gargano versus the high-flying and acrobatic nature of Ricochet. And of course, Johnny Gargano, he also has his own history with Aleister Black. Okay, Aleister at WrestleMania seemed to be fighting on behalf of men like Gargano, with Candice LeRae being the one to announce that Aleister Black will be challenging Kevin Owens for the WWE title at WrestleMania. And now Ricochet, no, not even a 1 count there, following a brutal boot right to the face. And then he gets a punch to the stomach. And it seems that the feeling out process, ladies and gentlemen, is now officially over. And the match, the high-octane action can begin. And Ricochet with a picture-perfect dropkick. Just a quick showcase of his agility there. As now he goes, oh, for another running kick. This time gets caught. Oh, but there you see, he flips out of the back suplex. And now it looks like he is trying to continue the pressure here. Sending Gargano to the outside. And Ricochet here in our main event of the evening looks to showcase that acrobatic nature with the suicide dive to the outside. And Gargano not looking too good here, ladies and gentlemen. He needs to somehow find a way to gain any sort of momentum, okay? In the early moments, we saw these two men, go through a feeling out process, okay, showing up their technical nature. Johnny Gargano, I would feel, is the better technical wrestler, but Ricochet, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. I would say that Ricochet, he is easily outmaneuvering Johnny Gargano, but there you see Gargano showing off his own agility, saying anything you can do, I can do better. As now, Johnny Gargano trying to control the pace. He understands that Ricochet can outperform Johnny Gargano in a very fast-paced, high-octane matchup. And if I was Johnny Gargano, I would want to try to slow down Ricochet, as you just saw a few moments ago with that submission hold. And now he's going for another one here, trying to tap out perhaps King Ricochet. Okay, the one and only Ricochet. Now Johnny Gargano slowing down the pace expertly, trying to tap him out. Will he be able to do it? Ricochet, however, with a punch to the face, telling him no, he can't. Of course, Johnny Gargano, he has that signature submission hold, the one that has tapped out so many other competitors here in the WWE, and I am talking about the Gargano Escape, a move that we saw Aleister Black hit at WrestleMania, with a bit of a shout out to Johnny Gargano. So like I said, these two men, Gargano and Aleister Black, they have some history, they have some respect. But right now, it's not about the respect Gargano and Aleister may have for each other. It matters what Gargano and Ricochet can do in that ring, and we're seeing what they can do right now. That's Gargano following that submission hold, ladies and gentlemen. Looks to fight back here after Ricochet looks to take control of the matchup, going after the arm. However, this time he uses his own 2 feet to land firmly on the ground, escaping that back suplex attempt again. And Ricochet now once again looking to move 100 miles a minute, as he connects there with that kick and a neck breaker for good measure. Ricochet showcasing, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count, showcasing his incredible agility throughout the entire course of this matchup, and hell, the entire course of his career. And you're seeing how perhaps that acrobatic nature, that incredible agility could lead him on a path of success as he goes for a drop kick. Gargano moves out of the way. He's still in the corner. However, now he throws Ricochet to the opposing corner, seeing this perhaps as an opportunity. Picking up Ricochet. And hitting him with the long dart. Face first into the corner. And Johnny Gargano now, perhaps, could be named #1 contender. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there again. Ricochet this time getting the shoulder up. And perhaps Gargano sees this as an opportunity to once again regain control. And there you see, once again, Gargano expertly keeping Ricochet on the mat, expertly controlling the pace. I believe that is going to end up being the story of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Ricochet, he's an incredibly quick competitor. Gargano understands that, and even though Gargano is also very agile, very quick in his own right, I don't think anybody can match up to the pace of Ricochet, as Ricochet, no! Well, that's why they call it high-risk action. Okay, we saw that during his match against Roman Reigns with a terrible landing, and now, perhaps an even worse super kick by Gargano. Ricochet's down, and the cover, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count following the super kick. That DIY super kick that has won Gargano so many matches in the past, unable to keep Ricochet down following that horrific landing. Okay, we saw during his match against Roman Reigns, Ricochet had a very similar spill. He loves to go to the top. He loves to fly high. He loves the high-risk, high-reward nature of his own moveset, using those ropes to his advantage. However, as you can see, those ropes can end up becoming a disadvantage for Ricochet as Ricochet gets back to his feet. Ricochet connecting there with the European uppercut, doing everything in his power to try and fight. Following that horrific landing, he's deciding to go once again over the top rope, and this time connects. Ricochet perhaps not learning from his mistakes, perhaps at his own wise, to go over the top rope with that immense dive once again. However, Ricochet proving that he can still be successful in the air, flying through the air. and connecting hard on the body of Gargano before smashing his knee into the face of Johnny. Oh, God! However, perhaps the air is the enemy of Ricochet tonight, as again, he goes up top, and it's, costing him perhaps. He goes for that, as he connects there with a kick. He goes for that shooting star press off the top, instead lands on the knees of Gargano. However, the action's so fast-paced, Ricochet already once again regains control, picking him up on his shoulders, connecting with the kick to the side of the skull. As Gargano's down, Ricochet sees this as an opportunity, springboard. Oh no, goes for the 630. He goes for the 630 off the springboard, and now Gargano again. Gargano now has another submission hold applied. The Gargano escape. Ricochet goes for the springboard 630. Nobody home, and Gargano perhaps going home, the #1 contender. Oh, but Ricochet gets out of it. Ricochet with a sequence, a trifecta of terrible landings. Landing hard on the outside, landing on the knees of Gargano, and now landing in the ring. However, he connects with a kick nonetheless. Ricochet showing off that heart, that determination, that need to show the world that he is the best. However, Gargano, he has a very similar need, as there you see, flies over the top here. Gargano's got him 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Ricochet must be in a lot of pain. Gargano, he's also suffered a lot of damage as well. However, in my professional opinion, he has done a hell of a lot more damage to Ricochet than Ricochet has done to Gargano. As there you see, Ricochet gets back to his feet. He's trying to battle through the pain, and that is very admirable of Ricochet. But sometimes you gotta think about your career, kid. And now he wants to soar to new heights. 1, 2, with this pinfall attempt. But there you see, Gargano kicks out. Okay, Ricochet, he must be in a lot of pain. I'd be scared for his health right now, ladies and gentlemen. After all those terrible landings, after the DIY super kick, after the Gargano escape, and perhaps after this. Oh no, but Ricochet gets out of it, stomps on his foot, and Gargano. Oh, wait a second, Gargano brought to his knee. Ricochet challenging him again. He wants the fight. He wants the fight. He wants the glory. He needs the title. And Ricochet sends him into the corner, and now once again with his own little shout out to Raw superstar and WWE legend Rey Mysterio with the Tiger Fang kick, and goes to the top, but Gargano slams him with the powerbomb. My God, the strength, the raw power of Gargano. I've never seen that from him. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Ricochet goes up top. He tries to connect with what I believe was gonna be a Hurricane Rana off the top. Gargano, however, catching him in midair with an impeccable amount of power and strength. Strength that is very rare for Gargano to showcase, because he's so much more used to showcasing moves like that. Flying over the top rope, connecting with the DDT. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count following a signature DDT from Johnny Gargano. My God, as I take a breath, ladies and gentlemen, with the action moving at such a quick pace throughout the entire course of this main event, you gotta think one of these 2 men are still gonna go on to Money in the Bank. One of these 2 men will leave here the #1 contender, and it seems as though it'll be by any means necessary. Both men have proven to be unstoppable here in the WWE, as Ricochet perhaps looks to put an end, a stop to this matchup, but Gargano holds on! And again, Ricochet with another terrible landing. Ricochet goes for a Hurricane Rana. Goes for a Frankensteiner. But there you see Gargano waits for him to get up. And Gargano now. Gargano escape. He's got the hold. He's got the hold. He's got it in. Ricochet taps. Ricochet taps. Gargano is going to Money in the Bank. Okay, I said it before, these two are two of my favorites here on SmackDown. You just learned why that's the case. These two putting on an absolute barn burner, a showstopper in the main event of SmackDown. Gargano, Aleister Black, it's been made official here tonight. Both men showing off their agility. Gargano especially, however, showing off his technical prowess and strength. Ricochet perhaps relying too heavily on his agility to get the job done. But in the end, Gargano beats Ricochet and he's going on to Money in the Bank to fight that man. Okay, I said before, these two have a lot of respect for each other. We've seen it over the past few months. And I can't wait to see what happens at Money in the Bank. The WWE title will be on the line. And on that note, thank you very much for watching.